Yeah, great to catch up with Brad Dietz ahead of State of Origin 2 on Sunday night. And if you are just joining us, this is Kalkine TV and Kalkine Sports. Make sure that if you are keen on that Origin, you don't miss a moment of it. It will be on Channel 9 Sunday night, 10 to 8, live from Suncorp Stadium. Still sticking with Origin as well, and tonight we actually have a fixture on the Sunshine Coast, and one of the all-time greats of women's rugby league, Tarsha Gale, was chomping at the bit to see the girls rip in tonight for the Women's State of Origin series, and I caught up with her a little earlier today. It's my great pleasure to welcome to Kalkine Sports a legend of women's rugby league, former State of Origin and Australian Jillaroo captain, Tarsha Gale. Tarsha, welcome to the program.
James, so happy to be on your program. I've worked with you a couple of times doing a bit of commentary, and I love you. I love your company, really.
Oh, well, look, same goes for myself. It's fantastic to see you once again on a new format here. Now, the big thing we're talking about, Tarsha, is once again, State of Origin has come around. The girls are in action tonight. All the coverage starting on Fox from 7 o'clock. You're going to be part of the broadcast team. Now, I've got to start with the obvious one. What matchups are you looking forward to seeing the most? There's some great players on both sides.
There are, James, absolutely. It's the best 34 players in the world, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm pretty sure most people would agree with that. And there's some really fabulous matchups. One that springs to mind definitely is that for the number 1 jersey. There's a World Cup looming at the end of this year, and so the battle for the number 1 jersey is going to be huge between Tamika Upton for the Rotten Queenslanders and 𝐕𝐲𝐻𝐻 for the Blues. Now, if you can recall back to last year, Tamika Upton burst onto the scene. She scored 2 great tries, one of which she stepped around 𝐕𝐲𝐻𝐻, but let's not forget in the second half, Bo got her back and ran around her to cross over the line. So that battle of the number 1 jersey, I'm really looking forward to see. And a second matchup that will be very interesting is that Ali Brigginshaw, one of the world's best halfbacks, last year moved into the lock position. So she became like third pivot, and she's lethal, James. She loves to sit back and watch how the play happens, and then she'll just make some lethal injection when everybody's napping, and she's a game changer. So any tackle on Ali Brigginshaw is potentially a try-saving tackle. And guess who's marking her? The best tackler in the world in Hannah Southwell. She's known notoriously. She's not really big, but she's in the number 13, and her technique is absolutely outstanding. So what I'd really like to do is to put, Hannah Southwell, if I can get into her ear and just say, tackle her, keep Ali out of the game. I think that's going to be key.
Yeah, well, look, of course, we know Trevor Gilsmeister called the axe. I'm sure Hannah Southwell will be known as the hatchet. She's a little bit smaller, but she certainly hits hard, that's for sure. Now, having a look last year as well, 24 points to 18, Queensland came away with the victory. Before I get your thoughts, though, on who claims this year's series, how do you see it unfolding moving forward? Do you think that we'll see a best of 3, or will it continue for the next couple of years with just the one game standalone sort of series?
James, I think we've got to get the draws happening and align our Harvey Norman Women's Premiership with the BHP Women's Premiership up there in Queensland. Because if you look at it at the moment, Queensland had their grand final 2 weeks ago. Harvey Norman have still got a couple, they go into the semi-finals next weekend. So it's a lot of people don't realise. They just see, the games of the NRLW and the State of Origin. They don't know how hard the girls' bodies are being worked in the lead up to the big stage events. So personally, I really want it to move to a 3-game series. I can't see that happening as soon as next year, but look, even COVID didn't stop us, and we've brought in 3 new teams into the NRLW. So the wheels are in motion, and let's hope not in the too distant future we'll get a 3-game series.
Yeah, well, you're right. It is absolutely building nicely. 6 teams now in the NRLW series, and also you talk about how hard the bodies are working. Well, in that Harvey Norman Women's Premiership, 15 regular season rounds. It's not a short competition, plus the finals to come up. Just before we get to who you think is going to win this game itself, though, another thing which is a really positive piece of momentum forward for the women's game, all the officials for tonight are all female referees.
Yep, they sure are. Like, we've had Belinda out in the centre for our games before, and the game is in she controls it just so very, very well. But to have both touchies as women as well is just to have all women officiating the whole game is absolutely fabulous and great for our game.
Yep, takes it to the next level. Now, just before I let you go, I've got to ask you, I know there might be some, I'm not even going to call them rose-tinted glasses, they're blue-tinted glasses, that's for sure. Who do you think comes away with the victory tonight?
New South Wales, not a doubt in my mind. I bleed blue, James, and I just think that we're aware of these danger players that the Queenslanders have. And Kylie Hilda, who's taken over as coach, let's not forget, she was part of that losing team last year, and she's still stinging, and she is one competitive woman. So I'm pretty sure she's a very smart, tactically wise player, and I'm pretty sure she'll know just how to stop the Queensland attack.
Okay, well, there it is from our official expert on this match, former Jillaroo and New South Wales State of Origin captain Tarsha Gale, suggesting the Blues are going to get the job done. Tarsha, thank you so much for your time in this show, and of course, a great luck for you for the call tonight.
Thanks very much, James. Always a pleasure.